Hi, my name is Mackenzie Rack. I'm one of two scalp micropigmentation artists at Ink Barber Micropigmentation. So basically I just wanted to make this video to explain what is scalp micropigmentation. So through my work I quickly realized that scalp micropigmentation, or SMP, which is what we're going to call it so I stop stumbling, isn't very well known. For a long time it was marketed towards men as a method to camouflage their male pattern baldness or receding hairlines. But recently, women started to discover that SMP can be rather life-changing for them too. First, a little bit about what SMP is. So it's a form of cosmetic tattooing where a tiny needle deposits ink into your scalp, which basically mimics the appearance of hair follicles. This is to say that I'm basically tattooing thousands of little dots into your scalp, which minimizes the contrast between your scalp and your hair, which is usually darker. Originally, it was used to create a hairline for men with male pattern baldness and receding hairlines and make it look like they chose to shave their head by creating sort of an even shade and hairline of little follicle dots, not because they had to shave their head due to their receding hairline and thinning hair. So I, on the other hand, wanted to specialize on SMP for women, so for the purpose of restoring density for female clients. So SMP for women works really well on women with just overall thinning hair around the crown, around the temples, around the hairline. Any of those areas are super common. I basically just want to drive home the fact that it is so common. I'm trying hard to create an environment where women can openly discuss thinning hair because of really how many of us experience it. Whether it's due to genetics or hormones, so many women who actually may be quite a lot younger than you may think feel self-conscious about their hairline and hair density, and I just want to make an SMP a known option for them. I'd like to make further videos that go more in depth about this, but for now I'll quickly mention some more info about SMP. So firstly, it's semi-permanent. Things change, so we found that keeping it semi-permanent is really the most versatile option. What makes this procedure semi-permanent, though I am using tattoo machine and tattoo inks, is the depth that this ink is implanted into the skin. I'm only going 1 millimeter or 2 into the scalp, so not deep enough for the ink to last a lifetime like other tattoos. This means that it usually lasts about 5 years. Most of our clients coming in every year or couple of years to get a refresher or an additional session and just make things crisp again. So a common question I get is, how does it fade? Especially because it is marketed as semi-permanent. That's just a very common question. So I usually tattoo in gray tones. So a light, medium, dark, gray, and then a black color. So this is what I basically found to be a best match for most hair follicles. So if you have dark brown, black hair, the follicle will be a dark gray, black color. If you have a lighter blonde, brown, red toned hair, if you look closely, your follicles will be a light gray, medium gray tone. So again, I really want to emphasize that I don't match the color of the hair, I match the color of the follicle, so where the hair root disappears into the skin. So this means that you are free to dye your hair, do whatever with your hair, because of where I'm matching it to, that won't matter. Using these colors means that over time, as the ink fades, it will just become lighter versions of the original color. This makes it really versatile and subtle with no awkward fading stages, and all that's really needed to bring it back to that original color is an additional session. The inks I use are really, really stable. So they're charcoal based, which means that they won't fade to any crazy blues, reds, purples, any of those colors, like those older, less stable inks. So SMP is usually done over 3 sessions. This allows for the density to be built up slowly. The sessions usually take place about 2 weeks apart and can range from 2 to 4 hours a piece, just depending on basically the surface area I'm covering. The first session is used as a test run. So I go in conservatively in both color and depth to see how your skin heals and how you retain that ink. So if after the first session, for example, only 50% of the dots hold, that's totally fine. That just means I'll make the appropriate changes for session number 2, so session 2, 3, and maybe a touch-up stick. You're also numbed with a topical 5% lidocaine anesthetic for 20 minutes before the procedure begins. Most of my clients, especially the women who are really tough, have no complaints and are very comfortable. You just can sit there, you can watch Netflix, they have a TV for you, you can listen to music, and everyone's good to go. Aftercare is super easy and low-key. I really want to make a whole aftercare video, so stay tuned for that. I hope I'm not forgetting anything huge. I'll be making additional videos on what you can expect on your first session, some FAQs, those kinds of things. Please check out my work on Instagram. It's @tinypokes. I try to post my work daily, and it is a great way to see before and afters and what SMP can accomplish, especially for women, because there's not many accounts that mostly post before and afters of women. My location and email is also on Instagram, so please reach out to me if you'd like to book, get a quote, determine if SMP is right for you, anything like that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a good one.